Thanks for joining us on the John Mendola Show, driven by McCarthy Tire and Automotive Centers. Let's talk Misericordia University indoor track and field. And right now, joining us is the head coach, Chris Wadas. Well, Chris, early in the season so far, but tell us how you guys are doing.
We just started our indoor season this past Friday night at Susquehanna. We had a couple good performances. It's early, the kids come back from a break, and then all the facilities usually get everything in that we need them to, and it's a little tough. So the first week's usually rough. So with that said, we had a couple of people win some events. On the women's side, I think we had multiple ones. We had a couple of local kids do pretty well. Ashley Ward, she did really well in the high jump. She jumped the school record in a PR in the high jump, jumped 5.5 and 3/4, which is currently, I think, in the top 5 at least in Division III in the high jump. And Amy Vitti, the Hanover grad, she got second in the 400 and qualified for the UCAC meet. Who else was there? We had Bianca Bolton, the Pittston area grad. She qualified and won the 3,000. And in addition to that, we had 2 throwers. A girl from the Allentown area, Chelsea Hall. She threw the shot put 39.4, which is our school record, and Sarah Wigg from Montgomery area, who threw our weight throw record, 43 feet, 6 inches, around 40 feet, which was hers the year before. So had a pretty good meet for the girls. For the guys, we had Andrew Nelson, who was a Holy Cross grad. He won the 400. He's coming off 2 stress fractures and a tip, actually, so he's doing pretty well for coming off an injury. Last year he was a little more healthier coming into the first meet. And I had a guy win the 800 in a mile, just from Mount Carmel, Michael Haas. He did pretty well in those. And then we had our 4x14, which was the second overall. It was a good time to start the season. So they had a pretty good meet.
Well, when you talk about Misericordia track and field, you guys have worked at it over the years and putting on. Recruiting's been great, and then people have showed up and put in some fine performances. And I can remember Frankie Redmond a couple of years ago. But these girls that you have, they stepped up last year. They just continue to seem like they get better because they're so dedicated each and every year. Yeah,
they are. I mean, last year we had a lot of seniors that were big time athletes for us. We had Marina Orson was a Lake Lehman grad. She qualified for the 10,000 meters at the national championships last year and ran there, but she was huge for us in the mid-distance events. And I had another senior, Kelsey Cameron, who was a very big performer for us through her whole career. And I had 2 long sprinters, and Jill Dunn and Stephanie Groh. They all graduated. So, us coming into the new year, we have some heavy hitters. We have, Edie, who was the Rookie of the Year outdoor, and then Hillary Norris from Valley West, who was Rookie of the Year indoors, and then with Ashley and some other people. But we have a lot of young kids. We have a big class of cross country and track freshmen. I think somewhere in around the 20 mark for the girls, and that's what's good to be seen for us. We have some kids that are going to do well, the older kids, but we have the younger kids that need to step up. And I think the expectation for the girls indoors is to win an indoor championship. We missed by about 10 points last year. We had some things not go our way. But I think if we get everybody firing, we're going to have to pick apart, events and get points where we need them and kind of do the dirty work. We're not going to win every event, but I think if that happens, we'll be in a good spot. So with everything.
Well, Chris Wadas joining us here on the John Mendola Show, driven by McCarthy Tire and Automotive Centers. We're talking Misericordia University indoor track and field, and again, the season just underway. Chris, you talk about the guys. Any guys that could, make a push this year to do some big stuff for you?
Yeah, like I said, Andrew Nelson won the 400 to open the season. Last year, he was all-conference athlete in the 400 and the 200. He ran pretty well. He was an ECAC qualifier in those events, and we also looked for him to do a lot better last year. I think at the end of the year he had his stress fractures when he got to the conference meet. We didn't realize it though, because he was really fit to run a pretty good 400 time. He split 48.5 for us at Penn Relays, which was a really good team for us. We hadn't run that fast in the relay team for a long time at Penn, and I think he'll run 48 in the Open. We also have a guy from Hanover called Robert. He was a 400 hurdle All-Conference person, ran 57 low. I think he should get into the 56s. And then the other guy I talked about, Michael Haas, he's actually, his mile time is to date one of the fastest opening times ever out of any of the distance runners I've ever had come through Misericordia. So we're looking for him. He was our best cross-country guy this past fall, and we're looking for him to do well in the 1500 and the 800. And then two other people that come to mind are Aiden Merritt. He's a senior now, from the Wyoming area. He had a little bit of injury problem last year. He was a little banged up, but he was still a conference indoors in the 60. But I look for him to do well in the 100, 200, and in the 60, along with AJ Lemonjelly from Holy Redeemer. He's going to do well in the 5K and the 15. He got hurt halfway through the season last year outdoors, and we had to shut him down with a bad ankle. So, but he's doing well already to start the season. So, those pieces of the puzzle are going to help us out. Obviously, the women's team is a little more developed than the guys, and that's what one of our goals are for the program, is to get the guys a little more well-balanced and get some more guys like we have now to complement them.
Well, you know a little bit about everybody, and your mind's always going. It's always great checking in with you, and you're knowing times and different things that kids are doing, whether it was last year, last week, 3 years ago in high school. So a great wealth of information, Chris. I know you put your time into it. You're constantly working, and obviously the student athletes there at Misericordia are doing a fabulous job as well. And we'll check in with you again probably in February or March and see how things are going as we get ready and wrap up indoor and head to outdoor. But thank you for taking some time out and joining us here on the John Mendola Show.
Thank you. It's always a pleasure.
That's Chris Wadas from Misericordia University, the head coach for the indoor track and field. Of course, he does a little bit of everything out there. We'll see him for outdoor as well here on the John Mendola Show, driven by McCarthy Tire and Automotive Centers.